Hello, everyone. This is Dirk from Made for Math. Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about factors of polynomials. We're going to use some pretty cool manipulatives to figure out how we can go about simplifying a polynomial. We're also going to talk a little bit about greatest common factors. So if you need a review on that, go ahead and check out our other video. But first, we want to begin with a brief review about the distributive property. So the distributive property allows us to take some expression here. Let's use this example of 4 plus 3. And we want to multiply that whole expression by 2. Now, we could very easily solve the inside of this parentheses first and get 7 times 2 and show that equals 14, right? The result of our expression here is 14. But for the sake of our example, let's use the distributive property. The distributive property of multiplication allows us to put this 2 inside the parentheses and apply it to each of the terms inside our expression here. So we would multiply 2 and 4 and 2 and 3. So we'd have 2 times 4 plus 2 times 3. And we would see that that's 8 plus 6, or 14. So we get the same solution there of 14. We've just distributed the 2 inside our parentheses. So our main topic for today, factoring, is all about undoing the distributive property. We want to start with some polynomial and simplify it by taking out some factor that is just the opposite of the distributive property. So the way that we do this is we start first by finding the factors of each term. Then we want to look and see if there's any factors in common between the terms. And if they are, we're going to circle those in blue. And if we find those factors in common, the third and kind of final step here is we're gonna take those common factors out so that they're on the outside of our parentheses instead of inside. And I think the easiest way to do this is to take a look at it using some practice. So let's jump over here to our manipulatives and some number tiles. Okay. So let's say that we have some expression, and let's say that we have 4 plus 6. Okay, so if we're going to factor this expression here, and we're going to simplify it by undoing the distributive property, first thing that we need to do is identify the factors of each of these numbers. So if we say we're going to break down 4 here into 2 factors, and we're going to break down 6 into 2 factors as well. So the factors of 4 are 2 times 2, and the factors of 6 are 2 times 3. So let's go ahead and we're just rewriting this expression, but let's keep our symbols in there that show us which operations we're doing. So we still have a plus sign here, and now we're saying 2 times 2 plus 2 times 3. Now our goal is to identify the factors that they have in common. Well, 4 has 1, 2, and 6 has 1, 2 there as well. So we'll circle those in blue as our common factor. Okay? Our next step is to just bring down the leftovers. So we're just going to rewrite this as 2. We're going to bring that 2 down. And then we're also going to bring this 3 down. And the other important thing that we want to bring down here is this addition symbol, because we're still going to be adding these together. Okay? And that's the new expression inside of our parentheses. Well, what do we do with this common 2? The common 2 we write outside in front of our expression here, and we're going to multiply that 2 by the entirety of our expression. So if we rewrite this, what we have is 2 times 2 plus 3. All right? So we have factored a 2 from our expression. The way to check to see if we've done our factoring correctly is to use the distributive property to see if we've gotten the same answer. So if we distribute here, we're going to multiply this 2 by that 2 and this 2 by 3. Okay, and that is again going to equal 4 plus 6, which equals 10. Okay, so we see that this guy right here is exactly the same as our original expression. So the factored form of our original expression is 2 times, inside parentheses, 2 plus 3. Okay, well, let's take a look here using some algebra tiles more in a polynomial sense instead of just an expression here. Let's say, for example, we have something like an expression of, say, 2x plus 4. Okay, and if we model that with our manipulatives here, we're going to have 2 times x, and for these, oops, doesn't fit there. There we go. For the numbers that are, so 2 will represent as 2 1s stacked on top of each other instead of, side by side. Okay, so, and then we have a plus sign here, and then we've got 4 1s. 2, 3, 3, 4. Okay, so we want to find the factors 2 times x plus 4. Okay, so we want to break this down into its factors. Well, the factors of 2x are just 2 and x, right? So we can say we have a factor of 2 right here and a factor of x, right? 2 times x. That's how we break that down. Oh, looks like I've got an extra 1 here that we don't want. Sorry about that. Now, if we factor our 4, we can break that down into 2 groups of 2. So if we copy that one, we've got 2 times 2. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So we have 2 times 2, and we'll bring that plus down here as well. All right, so this is just a rewritten expression of exactly the same thing. 2 times x, or 2x, plus 2 times 2, or 4. Now we're going to go in and circle the common factors. Well, in this term, we have a 2, and in this term, we also have a 2. Okay? So we've circled the common factors. Now we need to deal with the rest of the things that we've got. Okay? So what we have left is an x plus a 2. So we'll just rewrite those down here as x. Right? Just bring that x straight down. And then we're going to bring the plus sign straight down. So we're going to have plus, and then we're going to bring the 2 down as well, just right there. Okay, so that's our new expression inside our parentheses. Now the question becomes, what do we do with our common factors? We're going to pull that 2 out to the front of our parentheses. Again, we check this by using the distributive property to make sure that we've got the same answer that we started with, or that our expression currently is equivalent to the expression that we started with. So if we multiply this 2 by x and this 2 by 2, we do see that we have 2x plus 4, which, as we see, is the same as our original expression. So the answer to our question, or the problem here, was to factor 2x plus 4, or simplify it. Our answer would be this 2 times x plus 2. Okay? Let's do a brief review here before we finish up. First, when we're factoring a polynomial, we want to find the factors of each term and look for the term or the factors that each term has in common. Then we're going to take that common factor out to the front of the parentheses and leave what's left inside our parentheses. Thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time.